How's it going, guys? So it's time for a speed test. So we're gonna do a speed test against these two top Android phones here. Both have gotten really good reviews, but also one reason I wanted to do this as well is because this was called a mid-range device when it first came out. It's not a mid-range device. I don't believe it is, but I believe people looked at the spec sheet as well as the price for this phone, $400, compared to like the iPhone 6s for $650, the Note 5 for $700. It's a couple $100 cheaper. So it was called a mid-range by a lot of people, including The Verge, I think even Engadget. But it was also called one of the smoothest Quad HD phones by MKBHD, and I can attest to that. It's pretty fast. And we're gonna compare these two. So this got the Snapdragon in 808, 810. And we're gonna see also both have 3 GB of RAM. This does have the newer, faster RAM. I have about 19 apps here that I'm gonna open, and we're gonna do 2 rounds. So we're also gonna see a little bit of a RAM management in there as well. So let's start it up with the MOTO X. Actually, we'll do a 6P first. Let the champ. Yeah, this is the Android champion right here. I mean, it is a great phone. The software on here is very good. So don't know why that's taking so long. Doesn't usually take that long. That's not. It usually doesn't happen. Let's just do that over. I feel like that was like an anomaly there. Usually that doesn't happen, so let's give the 6P another chance. Twitter. There we go. So I got a minute and 14. Kind of forgot to let some of the apps load, and I'll try to do the same on the MOTO X to kind of even it out. So it's about the same. Usually these guys will go ahead, and I've done this before. Sometimes the Nexus people went by a couple of seconds. Sometimes this went by a couple of seconds. And this experience is about the same. So now we're going to do it one more time. We're going to reset it, and then we're going to do it, since all the apps are in memory. So we're going to do it all over again. Let's see what we get. So Twitter reloaded. Now normally they don't do this many apps, but I feel like I wanted to do a lot of apps to kind of see how the RAM management is on these phones. So did about a minute and 4 seconds. So time for this one. So far it looks like it's the same amount of apps that stayed open on both. Whoops. I hope that didn't mess it up too much. So a minute and 1 second. So I think actually the MOTO X did a little bit better there with the memory management, which is what I saw earlier too when I did it a couple of days ago. Probably would have been about a minute and 1 second, or actually a minute, because I accidentally hit the home button twice on one of the apps here. But they're both great phones. Like the Galaxy S6 and the Note 5 probably would have stood a chance here. The Note 5 probably would have did as good, but I know more apps would have had to reload. And out of all these apps, a lot of them did reload, but I mean we are talking about 19 apps here, so I don't know too many people that use back and forth 19 apps at once. But if you're using about 10 to 15 apps, you should be fine with these phones. They're very great at memory management, and they're two very, very good phones. Software wise, I love the software experience on both. I like this one because it has more added ones, but they're both stock Android, and you gotta love stock Android. I have used the LG G4, I have used the Galaxy S6, and I can tell you that the skin software I'm still not a fan of. HTC does a pretty good job, but LG and Samsung's, their software tends to slow down after a while stock Android remains quick and snappy from the first day you get it to the last day you get it. So I love stock Android. I love the Nexus line of devices. I love this Nexus except for the design. I just wish it was a little bit shorter and everything, but it's still a very great phone. Both of these are great phones. Don't believe anybody that tells you that this phone is a mid-range though. That's one of the points I wanted to prove here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.